Well, thanks to the House Oversight Committee, we know a lot of stuff about the Bidens and the money. $3 million, at least, from China to various Biden family members and associates. $17 million from Ukraine, from Romania. Did you know about Romania? At least $1 million from various oligarchs, government officials to Biden family members and associates. It is so strange. Devon Archer was the star witness, albeit behind closed doors today before the House Oversight Committee. He's the former best friend of Hunter Biden, and they were partners. He was actually on the Burisma board. And from him, we had to confirm today that Hunter called his dad at least 20 times in front of various people they were doing business with overseas. Why? Why would he do such a thing in the middle of dinner? I'm going to call my dad, the vice president. Ready, fellas? Congressman James Comer, the chair of the House Oversight Committee. Welcome back. Sir, why would he have done such a thing? You actually met him. What did you think of Devon Archer?
Well, I think that he was under a lot of pressure today. We know that the Biden attorneys have threatened him and intimidated him. We know the Department of Justice sent him 2 letters over the weekend, which is unheard of. But despite that, I think he answered a lot of questions that needed to be answered, specifically that Joe Biden did, in fact, talk to numerous people that his son was receiving wires from while Joe Biden was vice president. And that is something that Joe Biden has consistently lied about. That's what the Democrats have consistently taken Joe Biden's position, saying he never spoke with anyone Hunter Biden was doing business with. But yet we learned today that over 20 times, in fact, Joe Biden, while he was vice president, spoke with people who were sending the Biden family members these suspicious wires that the banks nor anyone else in America know what the purpose of the wires were for.
And the nature of the, well, here's what Congressman Goldman, and he's all hapless and nervous. A lot of people noticed that. He was in the room, too. He's how he characterized what Archer said about what the vice president said.
The witness, Mr. Archer, was very clear that Hunter spoke to his father every day. And he indicated that he approximated about 20 times over the course of his 10-year business relationship that he had with Mr. Biden, with Hunter Biden, which would be about twice a year, that Hunter would put his father on speakerphone with whomever was at dinner, and there was no indication that he had any idea who was at dinner with them. It was just a say, hello, I'm at dinner here, and there was nothing related to his business dealings.
Hello, I'm at dinner here with a bunch of people who are paying me money. Vice President Biden, my father. It's obvious that this was no good.
Yeah. What middle-aged man calls his dad every day and puts him on speakerphone so his business associates can hear him talk? I mean, another thing that Devon Archer testified today was the Biden family, in fact, was influence peddling. We know that Devon Archer has violated the Foreign Agents Registration Act. That's a very serious law. But when you think about what Archer testified today, my question is now, did Joe Biden commit the Foreign Agents Registration Act? Because his family was receiving millions and millions of dollars from these foreign nationals. None of these people that he put his dad on the business phone with are reputable business people. They all are under some type of investigation or on the flee in the countries where they originate from. The people that Hunter Biden was putting on speakerphone with his sitting vice president father were some of the worst people on the planet. But yet they were paying the Biden family millions and millions of dollars. And Goldman thinks that every American is going to believe the fact that, oh, well, they just talked about the weather. How's the weather in Russia? How's the weather in Ukraine or China? I mean, that's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Every day we get more and more evidence that points to Joe Biden directly. All roads lead to Joe Biden. And today we learned without a shadow of a doubt that Joe Biden has been lying to the American people when he said he never spoke with anyone his son was receiving money from.
And he said that hundreds of times. So what do you think was going on here? I mean, It seems obvious, but let's just say it out loud. Hunter was showing his business associates, the people he was doing business with, look who I can get on the phone that easily.
Right.
What do you guys want done? All
Yeah.
right, I'm going to go back and get it done with him when you're not around, but I just proved to you I can get him on the phone. Joe Biden on purpose didn't say anything substantively. The whole message was, look how close I am to my father.
Right. And they go to great lengths to protect their father, a term that Joe Biden's brother, who we've never started with yet, but he's just as bad as the president's son. He just didn't leave a laptop laying around. He brags about the term plausible deniability, and they laugh about it when he talks to people like, yeah, my brother's involved, but plausible deniability, ha, 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 ha. I mean, this is a trend that the Biden family has used. And one last thing that was said in this testimony today, Devin Archer testified that the owners of Burisma were pressuring Hunter to call Washington to get Shokin, the Ukrainian prosecutor, fired. And we know, because we've seen on video, Joe Biden bragged about, in fact, firing the prosecutor in Ukraine that was investigating his son's corrupt energy company. And he wasn't going to give them our tax dollars, our foreign aid, unless the Ukrainian president fired the prosecutor. And that's what Devin Archer said that those guys were pressuring Hunter to do. Call Washington, get this Shokin fired. I mean, this was a bombshell today. This is more evidence that points directly to Joe Biden. I mean, the number of crimes that the Biden family's committed continues to grow, and more evidence shows that Joe Biden knew exactly what was going on.
That's wild about Shokin, and Devin Archer said that out loud. Hey, that Goldman guy, Congressman, he looked spooked. He looked nervous, and you were in the room. Like, are these guys recognizing that this is beyond their control now? That the stuff that Biden apparently has been doing, I mean, obviously been doing, it's metastasized, and this is gonna, this is real. It's not fake news. It's not a conspiracy theory.
Yeah, the walls are closing in on the Bidens, and the Democrats on the Oversight Committee continue to move the goalposts. The goalposts are so far off the football field, they're almost in the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean right now. The goalposts have moved so far on what this original narrative was, that Joe Biden never had any knowledge of what his family did. We're going to continue to bring more associates in. We're going to continue to publish more bank records, and we're going to continue to move forward. And I think the evidence will continue to mount. This is a snowball. It's rolling downhill. It's not going to stop.
I mean, how can a guy like this stay in office? You heard Speaker McCarthy. He's talking about impeachment, possibly bribery. If this is bribery, that's in the Constitution. I mean, do you think he's going to get impeached? Should he be impeached?
Well, I know how I would vote, but again, that's a decision for Speaker McCarthy. But I'll tell you this, right before I came on the show, Speaker McCarthy called me and I gave him a rundown of what was said today, and we talked about steps moving forward. So, stay tuned.
All right, Chairman Comer, we appreciate it so much. Fascinating stuff, and you're all over it, you and the committee. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.